Welcome back to The Pulse. Play has resumed at Augusta National. It was delayed due to the weather. Trevor Immelman is the leader after 36 holes. Keep in mind, just 4 second-round leaders in the past 20 years, the last being Mike Weir in 2003, have gone on to win. We're now joined by the author of a new book called Sudden Death. Michael Balkind is kind enough to join us right now, and this book is set in the scenery of Augusta National. And Michael, give us a brief synopsis of this book if you can for us.
Absolutely. Well, the book takes place, follows the leader of the tour named Reed Clark. Follows he and his agent down to the Masters tournament. They go through the hullabaloo of a endorsement contract signing in the very beginning, and then he plays in the Masters. The end of the Masters, the last day of the Masters, as if the Masters isn't tough enough, he gets a death threat as he's practicing in the morning. Says he can win the Masters, but he can't win anything future. The book follows him then throughout the last day of the Masters, and then follows him up to New York, where he lives through and deals with the angst of the death threat while he's preparing for and playing in the next tournament. It's filled with golf, it's filled with romance, it's filled with all kinds of different things. Lots of cigars, good food. Any golfer that is out there that enjoys a good mystery, this is their kind of book.
Now, you could have picked the British Open, you could have picked the U.S. Open. Why'd you pick the Masters?
Because it's the Masters. I don't know how else to say it, because it's the Masters. What everybody's out there feeling today as they watch the Masters, it's a special feeling that most people, certainly in this country, get, but I think throughout the world, the Masters is the tournament.
How important was it for you as a writer of this book to have that difference in environment between the Masters and this gripping mystery in the middle of it?
To answer that question, let's see. I used the Masters as a backdrop, as a scene, as a grandiose type of atmosphere for my golfer, always wanting the green jacket. The green jacket's coveted by every golfer. All right, so for him to win it was a big emotional issue for him. The suspense of the death threat tied in very well, because it took one huge emotion and tore it to shreds with another huge emotion, and he had to go through the ultimate challenge. Golf itself is tough enough. Doing it with a death threat riding over your head, I couldn't imagine that. I guess I did imagine that.
Yeah, well, who would be the best equipped to deal with this kind of pressure, do you think, on the PGA Tour? Let me give you a couple of names. Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson?
Goodness gracious. To play the way they do, they both have to have pure focus all the time. To have to deal with something like this and put it out of your mind. I think we've all heard about Tiger's focus and has to be respected for what he's all about. And Phil is a good man in so many ways, and I love them both, but the fact is I think I would have to pick Tiger. All
right, so you think Tiger would be best equipped if he were the protagonist in this to deal with the pressures then?
I would say yes, certainly hoping it doesn't come to be.
To be, exactly,
right.
Exactly. Well, in terms of this book, I mean, it seems like it would be one that would be right for a movie or for a TV series. What's the latest on that front? Have you been approached by anyone about doing something?
Well, as of yesterday, I've gone beyond approach. I spoke to the producer, Stephen Mark, of Mark Entertainment out of LA, and he just picked up the options for the TV and film rights of the book, actually for my whole series. And I was lucky enough to get James Patterson and Clive Cussler to endorse the novel. It brought a lot of attention to it, and that attention got my publisher excited. My publisher went out and spoke to Mr. Mark, who in turn enjoyed the book. He told me yesterday he read it cover to cover and really liked it, and we had a good conversation about where the rest of my books are going. Second one is done and ready for a little rewriting and editing. Third one is halfway done, and I'm having a blast following and holding on for the ride. If people want to get that book, where do they go? The best place to start off probably is my website, balkindbooks.com, B-A-L-K-I-N-D books.com. It will send you to my publisher's website. It's also available at Amazon, and you will find on my site areas where signed copies are available throughout my town. I live in Katona in New York, and I have various different stores around the area carrying the signed copies. Michael Balkind, it was a pleasure to meet you. Good luck with the book. Once again, it is Sudden Death. Michael, thank you so much. Thank you, Will.
The Yankees' top starter shut down the Red Sox in just 2 hits last night. Beat writers from both teams tells us what we can expect today from Boston.